Hey, it's Trish, and it is week 21 or 22. I don't know. I can't keep up with it. So, we are more than halfway through the year. It's time to start counting it down. And I will tell you, doing the, we're still doing the Monarch, so this would be week 3. I'm actually kind of impressed because, you know, okay, not that I'm just like a little bit random or, I don't know, some of y'all are like, does the girl not stay on curriculum? I mean, I stayed on Christian Light for half the year. But, I will tell you, I wasn't sure how I would really love it. And going into week 3, it's just like, oh, yep, finding our groove. I will tell you, financially, it is more feasible to have switched on Schoolhouse, especially with having so many children and probably so many children who will be using it. But at the moment, I can't afford it. I got to get my taxes done. Which works out really good because in April, they always have a big sale. So my figuring is we will use the Monarch at $70 a month and then do the sale. And even at that point, in the end, I'd paid full price. But at the same time, in the end, I didn't have to pay for it when I didn't have the money to do so. So, give you a little heads up. All that up there, and there's some behind the door, is all my fixing the eBay stuff. So, I definitely do feel the need to just kind of streamline things and make my life more efficient. I talked about that last week. I got things coming up that I'll be talking to you this week about how I'm doing that. So, one of the issues I have is getting my kids to read. My 5th grader will read, well, she will, if I would let her and say, here's the books you need to read, welcome to homeschool, it's all I'm going to ask of you, she would be like, you're the best mom ever. I mean, she's just like, yeah, if I told my son, here's your books to read, and this is all your curriculum is, and he would be like, why do you hate my guts? Why do you hate me so much? So I was listening, and I caught somebody on YouTube, and I really kind of liked her ideas that she had about encouraging her kids. So I am now paying them to read. Here's my figuring. I could spend all kinds of money on fancy curriculum, which I do from time to time, or I could put the money right in their pocket and give them a sense of, I work to earn money. I did get into a discussion with a friend of mine who's like, well, I don't want my kids to become obsessed with money. I don't really feel like it's a point of making them obsessed with money. I think it's giving them the concept that money is not, and you're not entitled to money. And if you want things, you need to earn it. And here's the way I'm giving you to earn it. I will tell you, it has not made them like, all I want to do is read. And I think if I was willing to pay. So I'm kind of looking at it like, hey, you go to work, you make money. Here's what we're doing. So how am I doing this? I'm not paying by the page. I'm not paying, I was going to pay like $1 for 100 pages. And I was looking into kind of like that. And we went to the library and I had like the Monarch Alpha Omega publication book list. Went to the library and none of them were there but one book. And I don't know if that's because they're published. I didn't even look into them. If they're just Christian oriented and they're not at the library, or if it's just a private publication and they're not there. So anyways, so I was kind of frantic. I was looking around. I'm like, what are we going to read? And of course, I was just kind of like, I mean, seriously, like just, there's nothing here that interests me. So we're walking around and they have, in Florida, they call them the Sunshine State Standards. And forgive me, I have no real experience in this, except a little bit of information my friends have told me. But the accelerated readers. So I guess they pick out a set of accelerated readers that are like the books for this year. And they had a list of accelerated readers and points and a whole section of the library. So I looked at the points. I said, here's the deal. This is what I do. I will pay you 25 cents a point that you read at level or above. Under level, I'll pay you half a quarter. So you have to have 2 points to get a quarter. And I will do it that way and read books. So we went through, and I'll tell you, Katie, I pulled a couple books for Bubba. Katie ended up reading those plus her book. Addie, or not Addie, Lottie. Now, Lottie reads about the middle of second grade, maybe third grade level. But she ended up pulling a bunch of biscuit books. And being our first round, and we haven't really been deep into reading, I didn't really want to pounce on her just yet. So I went ahead and let her get those. And so she ended up kind of getting down the board. So here's how I'm kind of doing it. Sorry to be rambly, but this is what I do. They read books. They have to record them. And here's the other part too, and this is helping out, is I can never get them to create a book list that they read. So I developed a check registry, pretty much. You like it? So I am having the date, the book, and then we're recording the level and how many points that are. And then this is how much they earn from it, and this is how much when they withdraw, and this is their total. So just like a bank registry. So in her case, when she reads that level and it's 1 point, she gets a quarter. When she reads at or above, she got a quarter. And then, or whatever, half of one. And then like these guys, I only gave her half kind of deal. So I wrote them down. So one of the ways we're doing, I feel so bad. I'm a little rambly. I'm doing this the night before, so I'm tired. But what I'm doing is that we record it throughout the week or by the end of the week. And the only time they can cash out is on Friday. So if it's not a Friday, they can't cash out because I'm not going to have them. I read that book, give me a quarter. Mom's not doing that. At the end of the week, you can get your quarter or however much you earned. And I also told them if they leave it in on our official last day to get everything done, like I don't care what you've gotten done, June 30th is it. You can get done before June 30th, but June 30th is the last day. So I told them whatever's in June 30th, I will double. I will double that. So kind of like an encouragement to learn how to save and not spend immediately. I don't see Bubba's going to have a hard time with that. So I'll show you. Katie read at, here was Katie's reading. So this one was 5 points. I didn't give her, I gave her half that. I actually think I owe her more money. I don't know why I did it that way, but we talked about it. That's how I paid her. That's her week of reading this week. Here was Lottie's week of reading. So at this point, it cost me $4 between the two of them. And then here's Bubba's. Now, Bubba is reading a lot of Thomas the Train. I told him from here on out, I will not pay him for the ones. A level 1, I will never pay him for that again. This week was the only week. But I will give it to him. I was very thrilled that he is having a hard time finding books that he's interested in or even wants to be interested in. And so his first thought was, I don't really want to read any books for me. I am going to go and find all the train books and I'm going to read train books to my brother. So I thought that was kind of awesome. And I'm like, you know what? I don't mind paying access service. So as I've just constantly just like stretched this out to no end, what I was really thrilled about was I haven't really looked into the accelerated readers. I like the whole idea of the points, but I went to look to see if there was, to do the quizzes and all that. But you have to be registered through the county school department or whatever, the public school or private school, and they don't even have a homeschool option. So that was a little bit bummer because I was excited like, oh, we could kind of take on and incorporate that portion to us, and then I know that they're reading and the whole 9 yards. Bummer. But in my research, I found something else. And that something else is book adventures. So this is a Sylvan Learning. This is free. Okay, first off, it is free. And this is Sylvan Learning Centers. I hope you can see that. So it's just bookadventures.com. You can log in. And what it comes down to is You go in, you register as mom or dad. You put in your kids and put them in. And then it has quizzes. And so you can do little quizzes on the books they read and they earn points. And as of right now, there's not a lot of stuff you can earn. You know, like if you're next to some chocolate company, they print you up a certificate for chocolate. You can get a 3-month subscription to Highlights. So I think they're still looking for people or corporations to join in. Like, wouldn't it be awesome if McDonald's did an ice cream sundae or something like that? But, so it's completely free, and it's a way that you can go in and check that your kids are doing their stuff. So that's what I've got going on. Bam! But I don't know. If it gets them to read, I don't even care. And of course, we had to pull out I'll have to show you. We had to pull out the big bucket here because a pile of kids to the library is expensive. Or not expensive. It's hard. It's expensive when you lose your books. So I had to pull out the dolly to keep our books contained. I will tell you, my 3-year-old has never been much for books. I can't believe he's 3. So now all of a sudden we have these, and I think he thinks he owns them. Because he's going to have a rude awakening tomorrow when we take him back to the library. So anyway, really had a good time. And actually everybody got books. Even the 5-year-old, so I've read this one too many times. But it's been good. And I guess I try to build my own library and keep a huge library in the house. And all of a sudden I'm having a bit of, nobody's interested. I mean, the oldest child is interested. She has read through all the books. But everybody else is kind of like, no thanks. They're not interested in reading them. So it's like I have all these books and they take up so much space and nobody wants to read them but the oldest one, and she's already read them. So I'm finding it's just better to have the library, to have it, and we pick a day and we leave the house. Kind of deal. So, anyways, that's what we got going on. I hope this helps. Just kind of a little thing to do. But, check this site out. I think this is going to be a huge asset. It also gives you the ability, you could use it as reading comprehension. So if you don't use a reading curriculum, you can use that as a reading curriculum. Bam! There you go. So, I will talk to you later. Peace out.